Russell Brand struggled for several years with substance abuse and being a self-confessed sex addict. However, Brand now lives a completely different life, after falling for his childhood sweetheart. The 48-year-old comedian was used to being front-page news during the height of his fame, with his crude jokes, celebrity spats, romances and TV antics making the news. However, the star reinvented himself as a YouTuber, wellness guru and married man. Russell has found himself in the headlines again after allegations of sexual assault and rape were made against the star in a joint investigation with The Times, The Sunday Times and Channel 4's Dispatches program. The investigation heard accounts from 4 women, who alleged the incidents took place between 2006 and 2013. Brand took to his YouTube channel to issue a 2-minute and 45 seconds video statement to deny the criminal claims before they came to light. Here, we take a look at the comedian's life now. Russell is now married with 2 children, and another one on the way soon. The former Big Brother's Big Mouth presenter bumped into his childhood sweetheart, Laura Gallagher, randomly during a stroll along a canal in 2015, and the rest is history. Russell and Laura were an item as teenagers before things ended unexpectedly, but they decided to give things another go and tied the knot 2 years later in 2017. After all of Russell's drunken endeavors and raunchy sex antics, it was his first love Laura who became the one who helped the star settle down and adapt a more wholesome and slow lifestyle. "When we first met we were both in a completely different place," Laura told the Made by Mamas podcast in August 2019. The yoga instructor, who is also a former restaurateur and has her own fashion brand, explained she immediately knew their relationship was going to be serious when they began dating again. "I hadn't seen Russell for years. I came down the steps to the canal and Russell was standing there. We both immediately knew it was going to be serious," she shared on the podcast. "I never imagined we would be sitting there having this conversation. So much time has passed but I have a deep appreciation and love for this person even though I don't know this person now. He was so different." Laura explained the couple had to rebuild foundations and trust again but she is confident they did it the right way. "It was very slow, it was getting to know each other and going out on day trips together," she explained. Shedding light on his own growth, Russell said that he had changed a lot before reconnecting with Laura, who he first dated aged 19. "I don't compare my relationships now to previous relationships out of respect to my present wife and to Katy Perry," he told Us Weekly back in 2017. "I think I'm an easier person to be with now. I'm also in a very different situation. I'm dependent on my wife. In relationships, there is always going to be a level of dependency. But I try not to project my problems onto other people and perhaps I've not always been like that." Having delved into political activism and starting his YouTube channel The Truths, Russell now interviews celebrities and academics on his podcast Under the Skin. Russell and Laura live with their kids in his £4.1 million home in Henley-on-Thames in Oxfordshire. Last year, Russell told fans he was grateful to be 20 years sober in an emotional post on Instagram. The comedian was addicted to crack, heroin and alcohol and was told by his former manager he'd end up in a prison or a graveyard if he didn't get clean. After spending months in rehab, Russell turned his life around and took to the social media platform paying tribute to those who have helped him on the road to recovery. "I'm 20 years clean and sober today," he said, proudly in the video. "It's December the 13th. So, firstly, I wanted to express my gratitude for all the people who have helped me to remain clean and sober. What I have been taught and shown is that it is impossible for a person like me to not drink and use drugs, unless I have sufficient ongoing support from people that understand what it's like to feel that drugs or alcohol, or certain behaviors, are necessary in order to feel okay. The Get Him to the Greek star said recovery is only possible by awakening from the world of attachment, which he admitted remained an ongoing process. Russell, who previously asked MPs to change the laws on drugs, continued, "Because I still, every day at 20 years without crack and heroin, without alcohol, still feel strongly, a strong requirement, to seek approval or connection or validation or pleasure or distraction from the outside world. There is a way back to dignity, there is a way back to behaving responsibly and caringly, those things are all possible." Explaining that life as a husband and father has changed him, he said, "I don't live in the reckless, dangerous, selfish way that I used to live." However, the road to recovery hasn't been easy for the star, with Russell admitting sobriety was a challenge. "The fact is that 20 years in, I still feel a lot of pain, I still find life very, very difficult, I find it difficult to confront the conditions of our world," he said. Russell concluded his message suggesting the solution to overcoming addiction starts by believing it's possible to change and being open to a journey of self-discovery. Frank offers confidential advice about drugs and addiction. Email frank@talkToFrank.com, message 82111 or call 0300-123-6600, or the NHS has information about getting help if you've been a victim of sexual assault. You can access help and resources via www.rapecrisis.org.uk or calling the national telephone helpline on 0808 802 9999.